Ladies and gentlemen, the time for Yuji to make Sukuna stifle his misery has arrived. This moment was cooked up by Higaruma's sacrifice and playing the role he was designated for. In chapter 246, Sukuna failed to kill him because of domain amplification. This allows the nullification of curse techniques, which impressed the king as it completely neutralized his dismantle. Within 2 months, Higaruma displayed talent equal to Gojo, which meant it was time for him to become Sukuna's plaything. However, in chapter 247, the glazing doesn't stop, and it goes even further. Higaruma had just learned amplification, but his ability to switch between his technique and nullifying his opponent's power was on the same level as Sukuna.
なるほど。わからん。
This is a throwback to chapter 225, where Sukuna activates curse techniques and pauses it between amplification so quickly that if Gojo didn't have 6 eyes, he would even beat Gojo in curse energy efficiency. Thus, Kashimo calls him a god. In fact, even Gojo complimented Sukuna in chapter 233 that his use of Chossa's technique with Max Elephant requires skill at his level. This puts into perspective how insane only 2 months of training is, as others have had their whole lives to attain this level of power. The heavens are balancing the world just as Gojo disrupted it upon his birth, which caused curses to become stronger. But now, Sukuna's resurrection is causing the golden age of sorcery to return, just as Kenjaku wanted. Therefore, with time, Higaruma could attain enlightenment just like them. However, given the situation, there isn't any, and Sukuna ends up becoming his sensei.
What did he say?
Some of you may have noticed that the king is playing with his food, and just as described in chapter 237, he likes the fleeting taste of his opponents before their death. If Sukuna finds you boring due to already having your dish, he will instantly kill you. This was showcased as early as Himiko and Nanako, where Sukuna cut them into hundreds of pieces and called their technique boring, having nothing worthy to offer. He already knew a superior model to Jogo's fire technique and instantly killed him, and then waited for Mahoraga's specific one to take out Gojo whilst making multiple gambles on purpose to do so. This trend continues with Sukuna mastering blood manipulation already in his fight against Gojo. So what does he do? He made Choso join the Donut Club instantly.
Oh my god!
On the other hand, opponents like Higaruma, who have a power that he doesn't understand yet, Sukuna will entertain them until he's satisfied. The king of curses, who lived 1,000 years considering humans as insects to be trampled on, remembered the name of Higaruma in acknowledgement. Unlike that bozo that killed farmers the entire time declaring himself as the strongest, yeah, I'm talking about Kashimo.
He got cooked. I don't care about that. He got cooked.
However, Yuji finally caught up to the action after being outsped in chapter 246, only to receive another mockery that is not a single interesting bone in his body. Sukuna never misses an opportunity to violate him, whilst praising everyone else. And once again, that hatred stems from his view of Yuji having inadequate taste in power, techniques, and his potential being wasted. But his suffering is about to get a whole lot worse. Sukuna lands severe damage on Yuji at point blank range, literally playing Master Chef with his body, declaring he's boring. Now you may be wondering, how could that be the case? Especially since Sukuna witnessed Yuji's growth and acknowledged his abnormal physical strength during their fight in chapter 214. He also didn't understand how Yuji was attacking his soul in chapter 244, especially since damage on the soul cannot be healed. So are we witnessing the typical shonen trope where the final villain dies due to his vanity and misjudging the protagonist for no apparent reason? Well, it better not be, because it's going to seem so contrived and completely stupid. However, Gege could be cooking. All this hatred and misery Sukuna loves giving to Yuji may be linked to Abe no Seimei, a real-world legendary sorcerer. Just like Yuji was trained by the Kamo clan to utilize his new blood technique. Shockingly, Abe no Seimei was also a disciple of theirs during the Heian era, and they happened to be great at exorcising spirits. This sounds a lot like Yuji Itadori's journey in becoming a natural calamity for curses. He wants to kill them no matter what, after accepting he was just like Mahito. Now to enjoy more peak fiction, why not find out why Sasuke has decided to kill his daughter Sarada in Boruto's time skip?